not. Good morning. the subject name operating system, right? So can tell anyone what is operating system? Just check it out. Check మన system volume. Now it is okay. Fine. So can anyone tell me what is an just whenever you have an idea, just let me know what is an operating system. Or list or tell me some names of operating system. Windows what? Windows? Windows? Mac OS, Linux, Ubuntu. Super. Right? These are the just operating system thing in general laptops or stops as most of the cases using mobiles in Android operating system. So let's say if you have a laptop, your own, there is no Ubuntu, no Linux, no operating system. Still, you want to program or you want to uh, you want to play one song or you want to prepare your resume on a one PC, which is a well defined company, but operating system not installed. Can I make PC for my purpose? You want to any of the ones, if it is we can communicate with the there in a laptop. This device want to see my name. then what you say, it is connected. Yes. Yes, it is over. Your requirement is satisfied. But what happens that based on that requirement, how can how many days we can run that situation? Is it comfortable that process to switch on the fan at your home? The switchboard is not there. Is it comfortable? Anyway, it is very dangerous because unfortunately, if your small kids are there, for example, see, the switch is there, the 2 or 3 years boy is at your home, he will operate that fan, switch on, switch off. And that same boy can operate now. There is no switchboard. Two wires is a can able to identify and connect these two wires. No, and we are also not saying to that boy that switch on the fan. Previously, we can say just switch on the bird, any fan. Can anyone can do. But what happens that wires are connecting. So by carefully, adults can only operate that fan, even though that is harmful. Because of that reason, to avoid that dangerous situation and which is uncomfortable for the user, even though we also should be carefully connect these two wires each time. So this is difficult situation, right, for a dangerous situation and which is not comfortable to the user. Because of these reasons, the switchboard we are installing, once it is switchboard is there, it is very easy. What happens? Switchboard is there, then it becomes easy. Previously, function is running, the task is executing, the work is going on, but the way we need to operate is something is changed. Previously, it is dangerous and not secure, not comfortable. Whereas switchboard is there, if you now feel comfortable, anybody can operate at your home. Anybody can operate in the home. Not only 2 years boy, 60 years old man, right? But when it is switch is not there, two wires only should be carefully handled by the adults only by careful. Then switch is coming into the picture. One switch is installed and once switch on, switch off, switch on, switch off. It is what happened one switch off. Comfortable, convenient, user friendly. And as previously, I want to take printout. I need to write some command. I want to display my name. I have to write some comments into the system. Later, I have given that one software. You install this into your PC. No need to worry about that much of commands you don't need to remember. And I have given some CD, installed it, called as operating system. Once operating system installed, what happens that If you want to see your name on that, just hit a keyboard on the keys, it will be displayed on the screen. You want to take printout and give a command, Control P and enter button, or print using mouse, click on that print. Where compared to the previous case, now it is very comfortable. Now where it is comfortable. Once it is operating system is there, then from this we can say, from this discussion you can say that if switchboard is not there and if we feel it is not comfortable, then it is after switchboard. The then we can say a switch can make our work it is easy. One switch can make it is work is easy and work should be comfortable. So what is this switch? Actually, there are behind these two wires. What is the function of this switch? There are still it is opening two wires. Always two open wires are there. And before this fan wires also it is opening two wires. When it is switching on, these two wires are interconnected. Like previously, we need to connect manually. No, now that work will is doing by the switch, right? When it is switch on, the circuit will be closed. Otherwise, it will be open. It will be closed. Open, close. Switch on, switch off. Right. So, what is the switch duty? Switch is acting as a mediator between fan and fan. So, instead of doing ourselves as connected to us, the fan switch will be doing the same activity. Then we can say that it is same here operating system. Instead of typing every time for command for every purpose and to interact with any component of the PC, you need to write in a set of commands or that understandable way. So instead of doing that, there is a user friendly, only clicking on mouse button, clicking on the keyboard, we can communicate with the hardware components. So here you can say OS is like an interface or mediator. From this we can say we can define operating system that operating system is a software. Yes, I given CD and installed it. Operating system is in a software which act as an interface between the user and system hardware components. It is an interface between the user to system hardware components. Inka mana every time we no need to learn how to communicate with the printer. How can I communicate with the scanner? How can I communicate with the keyboard? There is behind that everything will be taken care by the operating system. So just we need to give an instruction that operating system, I want to communicate this. You such a message you want to pass it. Such a message is nothing but by pressing Control P, you are saying that so user want to communicate with the printer. By pressing the print button, if a document is opened, there is a printer device symbol is appeared. When you click on that, it means that user wish to take that document as a printout. User wish to take printout from the document. So that is a your wish expressing with a clicking on a one button, not by writing command. So because by writing commands is difficult, as clicking on one button is very comfortable. That is occur due to the operating system. So that's what I can say. It is a mediator between the user and the hardware components of the system. So then I said it is operating system is a software. What type of software? What is software? Software is general. We can say it is a set of instructions. When it is a software, softwares are two types of softwares. Application software, and system software. Application software and system software. Two types of software. Then if it is an operating system, belongs to which one? Is application software or a system software? System. What do you mean system software? Application softwares are the softwares which are meant for the specific purpose, like application software is a MS Office. MS Office is a one software I can say. It is meant for special purpose to communicate, to prepare a document for the user data. There is MS Word is there to prepare his calculation are tables, are data, and MS Excel is there. To prepare a presentation, PPT, there is a PowerPoint presentation, MS PowerPoint is there. Such a way, different purpose for the different applications are developed. Those are the application software. System purposes, those are the system softwares are the softwares meant to communicate with the hardware component. Compiler is in a software as it is meant to communicate with the compiler. So compiler duty is to compiler duty. Compile a program, run a program అంటాం కదా. What do you mean that compile a program? Compilation అంటే ఏంటి? Translating, translating, translating of high level language into binary or system understandable language. That is a conversion of source program into system program. So that is a duty of the a compiler which comes under the system software. Interpreter, debuggers, loaders, all those are the system softwares of examples. And now what we are interacting now directly, we are not interacting with the compiler software. We're not interacting with the loaders. Loaders will be loading automatically into your program. Debuggers will debug the program, right? So such that we are not interfering. Whereas application programs, we are interacting. We are interacting with MS Office and opening a document, MS Word, and preparing your own biodata. You are preparing an Excel, MS Excel, opening your Excel, and you are preparing expenditure of this month by using MS Excel. We are interacting. That is application software. So from this, if it is in hardware components, the hardware components may be a CPU, keyboard, mouse, memory device, hard disk, RAM, ROM, and so on. To communicate with this, here we are there here at user side. We are it on top. If there is no operating system, if you want to communicate with the memory, you want to store something, you can write a language or a command which is understandable by this memory device. If you want to communicate with this, you write again once again. So to avoid this, there is a layer called as operating system is there. So instead of communicating directly through OS, we are communicating through OS. But through OS in sense how? By clicking on something, by double clicking on that MS Office, by double clicking on Excel, by writing something Excel on your data and save button, or double clicking on the there is a drivers printer drivers are there, just clicking on that print, again you click on the print. So those are the applications we can interact, we can do our own work in applications. So it's not only OS directly, we have to communicate applications. Here applications we have. So not here directly we are communicating to the applications. Application will be communicating your command to the operating system. Then operating system will react and activate or transferring your request to the respective hardware components. This is a one structure of an operating system. On top that it is user, application, operating system, and hardware components which is there here. It's not changing. పాస్వర్డ్ ఏంటమ్మా? కైట్ సెమినారాల్? కైట్ సెమినారాల్ పాస్వర్డ్ వైఫై. Here it is not changing. Can anyone see online? Is it changing or not? How could I know? I hope it is screen shared. Still it is visible. Same thing, no? Same screen, huh? This screen only are visible. Just now shared it seems. Change it. Change it, huh? What is there in the screen? Yeah, operating system. Here it is not changing. No problem. అక్కడ చేంజ్ అవ్వదా? ఇప్పుడు మీకు చేంజ్ అయింది కదా అక్కడ. మరి ఇక్కడ చేంజ్ అవ్వలేదు. ఈ స్క్రీన్ అంటున్నా. అవును, సేపు క్లోజ్ చేసి ఇప్పుడు ఫ్రెష్గా కనెక్ట్ చేసిన. ఇవన్నీ ఎందుకు వస్తున్నాయి ఇవి? ఇవన్నీ ఏంటండి? క్లోజేనా? అట్లీస్ట్ ఇది పోదా మనకేమన్నా? ఇప్పుడు మీకేం వస్తలేదా? అంటే ఇక్కడ వీళ్ళకి కూడా కనిపించాలి కదా నేను చేంజ్ అయింది. ఇక్కడ రిఫ్లెక్ట్ ఉంది. ఇది సేమ్ ఆన్లైన్లో ఉంది. మరి ఇక్కడ మనకెందుకు? ఒకసారి ఇక్కడ కీబోర్డ్ ఉందా? ఇది ఎందుకు ఏమైంది? అనుకో. నో ఇట్ విల్ యాక్టివేట్ దిస్ విండో. ఆగండి. నీ దాంట్లో చేంజ్ అయిందా చూడు. మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ చేయాలి. Architecture, computer architecture, generations of operating system, services, OS as interface, system calls, types of system calls, system programs, right? OS structure. So here, see, here this is, see here the diagram. In the diagram, there are different peripherals, as I said. Different peripherals are connected with an operating system. This operating system will act as an interface between the user and hardware component. So I'm always communicating with this operating system only. I don't know how to communicate with this printer. I don't know how to communicate with this hard drive. So I know only commands or little commands, or you can say by clicking on this. Open it by clicking on the click, right click. So that link, that clicks will be converting into a commands, and it will be connection will be established between the user and the hardware component. So that's what operating system is a program after being in. See, I said in the first class, when it is power button is on, when is a power button is on, one black window will come and cursor will blink for few seconds. Then your desktop will be started. కంప్యూటర్ ఆన్ చేసినప్పుడు ఎప్పుడైనా అబ్జర్వ్ చేశారా? ఫస్ట్ స్విచ్ ఆన్ చేయగానే ఒక ఫ్యూ సెకండ్స్ బ్లాక్ స్క్రీన్ వస్తుంది. దెన్ ఇట్ విల్ బి డైరెక్టెడ్ టు ది యువర్ డెస్క్టాప్. That the few seconds of time we can say it is a booting. System is booting. I told you that operating system is in a software, and through operating system only, once it is desktop is appeared, once I click on any icon, it will be opening. So actually where this operating system will be, operating system, it resides in a kernel, that is a heart of the computer system, there is a one place. There, the small amount of code is a booting code, the boot device. So that small amount of code will be executes and it enables all the hardware components. So that will be stored in a RAM, right? Random access memory. What is random access memory and ROM? Read only memory, which is permanent, which is permanent. अरे ra- read only memory kada. We cannot update anything. So random access can be updated. So here you leave it that I will tell you that memory devices. So here I want to say that when it is a computer power switched on, that booting process will be started. In the booting will be enabled from the kernel. Kernel is a place where small amount of code resides it and it enables the hardware components. Then we can say it is a, sometimes we are saying that it will take more amount of time to start a system. Then we can say it is system booting. System booting. So that is the first process, system is booting into the computer. So here you read this second line, an operating system is a program that after being initially loaded into the computer by a boot program, messages all other programs in a computer. So after booting only, actual function will be started. The main goal of the operating system is execute the user programs and make solving user problems easier, and also that computer system convenient to use and use the computer hardware in an efficient manner. So because that here the first example we discussed, general example, if there is no switch connection, we are using the fan, but which is not convenient and not efficient manner. So sometimes that fan get may damaged because of improper connections when there is a loose connection, and to connect that also it is not safe, right? It is not safe as always it may not be correctly connected in a opposite wise. So to avoid those complexities, the switch is coming into the picture. Same, always we are communicating the hardware by writing a command. Sometimes if something went wrong to accessing of this printer command, then printer get damaged. Printer may get damaged. So because of that, avoidance the loss of any hardware component, we are using an operating system and an interface. To operating system, what is the purpose of operating system? To avoid these disadvantage. Disadvantage nothing but which is inconvenient to use. To make it as a convenient, operating system is coming into the picture. So the first goal is that convenient. Make computer system is convenient to use, and also that it can be used in efficient manner, and also that solving user problems easier. So here we can say it may, if it is an hardware, there is a memory device. In the memory device, you want to communicate if there is no operating system, as you are aware of that how to communicate with it directly. It's fine. You are communicating. You are writing some command to store the data into the memory. That file one you want to store into the device, mean the memory. You are writing some command. At the same time, if another person or you only file 2 want to load into the drive, then again you would have to wait until unless that file 1 should be loaded, because you are writing some commands. If that command writing is over for the file with respect to the file 1, then you itself start writing to store the file 2 into the same drive, right? So what happens that at a time, and it is not comfortable to use to save both the files. That is efficiently that hardware component are not using, because the hardware component memory can capable of loading two files at a time, no problem, but we are unable to communicate because that reason is that our user itself has to write two commands for the two different files. Because of that reason we are writing one by one, so efficiency is losing. So that is the main goal of one. That disadvantage can be overcome by achieving by using operating system called as one more goal is that efficiently hardware components can be make use and easy to easy to use. Anybody can access. So that's what by uh, lack of technical knowledge also we can operate sometimes basic operations we can do on system. To operate the system there is no need of having a knowledge of C, C++, Java, right? Just by how to move and how to use that mouse and how to click on that, he can operate a little basic operations. So these are the main three different goals of an operating system. And see, I just now I drawn this one here. This the last one. This one indicates that hardware components, as I told you, know CPU, memory devices, keyboards, printers, and different devices are hardware component devices. If these hardware components upon this, there is a operating system. Upon this, system and application programs, and that is different different softwares, either system software or application software. And finally we are the users 1 2 3 4, and user 1 2 3 4 are the always communicating, always sending his request to these application programs or system programs. Through software only we are sending a signal. That signal is received by the operating system, and accordingly operating system will enable the hardware computer components, right? So this is a system structure. You see, these are the computer system structure. Hardwares are provided basic computing resources, CPU, memory, IO devices, where operating system controls and coordinates of hardware among various so it controls the hardware components and coordinates between the hardware components and application programs and users. And application programs, who are the application programs? The application programs are told, MS Office is a one example. So here what is there? Define the way which the system resources are used to solve the computing problems of the users. Example, next line: word processor, compilers, web browsers, database systems, video games. So these are any video game is there. Video game you want to play it. So that is one application we need to externally load into your system and start use of that video game. To enable those buttons or services provided by video game can be taken care by the according to the user action by the operating system. Involvement should be there. And word processor or notepad, what is there? MS Office if it is so, and compile web browsers. Web browsers, if you want to open internet, you are working on not into the internet. Justly there is an application is there, a web browser, MS, this Mozilla Internet Explorer, right? Internet Explorer is there, no? So using that Internet Explorer or Mozilla, any browsers, right? We are just typing the URL address and accessing the data which is far away from that any of the website. So these are the user applications. That applications to work efficiently, operating system involvement is there. Users are the end users. We can say people or machine or any other computer. See here, what operating system will do. What is the duty of the operating system is user want convenient to use and a good performance. సో మనకేంటి ఆల్వేస్ మనకు వైర్లు కనెక్ట్ చేయొద్దు ఫ్యాన్ వేసుకోవాలంటే. అసలు ఆ స్విచ్ చేయడమే లేదు ఇప్పుడు ఇంకా ఆటోమేటికల్లీ. నవ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ద వీ కెన్ ఆపరేట్ ఏ ఫ్యాన్ ఆల్సో విత్ అ మొబైల్స్ విత్ అ రిమోట్. ఇంతకుముందు అక్కడ వెళ్ళి స్విచ్ చేయాల్సింది. నవ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ రిక్వైర్డ్ టు గో అండ్ దట్ ప్లేస్ అండ్ స్విచ్. సో వీ హ్యావ్ ఎ రిమోట్ కంట్రోలర్. Through remote only we can operate this fan, or else we can have an app through into your mobile, or else no need to on anything. Once a person enter into the room, the switches of lights and fans will automatically on by using the sensors of IoT devices, right? So that is day by day disadvantage. So here basically you can say it with respect to the operating system, we'll talking about the example of the switch. And So operating system, what operating system will do? No, so your definition will see here. So by this as an acting as an interface, I can say if you wish to communicate any of the hardware component, operating system help is required. Operating system will take care about that. It is acting and it giving the responses according to your request. Let's say it is one request is from the user is that I want to take printout of this Word document or this PDF. Once I have downloaded a PDF, which of 10 pages it is there. So when I click on this printer button, it redirected to the one small window, pop-up window will come that printer name, page size, number of pages you want to take, and print button is there. When you click on that print button, it request goes to the operating system. Operating system will send that request to the device, hardware device, that is printer, and the status of the printer, whether the printer is connected or not. So when you clicking on this button, but physically the printer is not, assume that the printer is not connected to your system. Is it able to start printing process? No, it is not able to start printer. So because of that reason, whether the printer is connected to your system or not, and it will check the status of the printer. Status means that if the printer is connected or not, and if so, that is if the printer is connected, whether it is active or inactive. So if it is active or inactive, active means in the sense it is free or not. Free or not means if it is printing something, any other document, busy with printing other document, or it is ideal. If it is ready to take any action, now we can say your request of that PDF will be sending to that machine and it start printing from the in sequence order. Sometimes what happens is the printer is already printing of 100 pages, still it is printing only 22 page number. Still more pages are need to print, and you are requesting one more request to print one more PDF I want to take print out. In this case, operating system make a connection to the printer and check the status of the printer. The status of the printer is that it is busy with printing. Then your request is placed into a queue. Your request is placed into the queue. So after printing of that current document, you are the next document, it will be started. So this will be, we can say that the printer is allocated for you. So in the case you are in a queue means the printer is attached with the other document. Printer is allocated for the other document. Right now you are requesting. So you, at this moment we are not allocating. Just wait a queue. The operating system says that you are not able to. Your printer is not able to do immediately. So you have to wait. Whenever the first task is over, the printer is get detached, that is released from the that process, first job, and it is assigned next job that is requested by you. So this we can say that the printer is allocation and deallocation can be done by the operating system. We are not observing anything. What is the printer where it is doing? By physically we can see that, but logical thinking, logical status of the printer, we can identify. We cannot identify. Operating system will identify. Based on that, it allocates and deallocates. And not only printer, any of the component. That hardware components we can say are the resources. Printer is one resources, memory device is one resources, scanner is one resource, fax is one resource. So all the resources may be required to use of the end user. మీకు ఏమేమి కావాలో అన్నీ కావాలి. సో ఒక్కొక్కరికి ఒక్కోసారి రావాలి. ఒకసారి ప్రింటర్ కావాలి, ఒకసారి స్కానర్ కావాలి. ఆల్ ద రీసోర్సెస్ అవైలబుల్, బట్ జస్ట్ వీ నీడ్ టు రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తే అలొకేట్ అయిపోతాయి. బట్ రిక్వెస్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు అలొకేట్ చేసేది ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్. బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దట్ రీజన్ I can say operating system is a resource allocator. Instead of calling resource allocator, the best word is resource manager. Not only allocation, it allocates and deallocates. It gives the status of the information also. Then I can say it manages the resources. All the resources are managed by the operating system. Then we can say it is a operating system is a resource manager. I can say instead of calling resource allocator, we can say it is a resource manager. And operating system is controls the program. The control execution of the programs to prevent errors and improper. So here the programs, normal any of the program can be controlled by the operating system by compiling and identifying or debugging the program to successful execution. It is able to identify anything else wrong. Anything else in the wrong in sense, if your program belongs to a particular programming language, as per the programming language syntaxes and semantics, whether it is executed, whether it is successfully, every instruction will be there or not. If so, the program will get zero errors, program executed. If anything is not following syntaxes and semantics of respective programming language, then it is identified as an errors. And also not only this, we have a different responsibility, not only resource manager, we can say a memory manager. Program execution is a one duty. So if it is, you want to talk with the operating system, what operating system will do, it is not only allocating resources, not only acting as a resource manager, it also allocates, it also managing the programs, it also manage the memory devices, it also taken care about the security and protection purpose. So the different purpose we'll discuss in the next. Here this simple computer organization diagram. See here, in this computer system we'll have this one. So there is normal list structure, normal structure of the computer system, as you know, where the basic the computer diagram. That interrupt, it is not there in your syllabus. We'll go with this next one. So how this operating system? I told you here, if there is no switch is there, అసలు స్విచ్ అనేది లేదు యూనివర్సల్లో అంటే వైర్ టు వైర్ we need to connect immediately. Switch is not invented. Definitely we will go with the physical connection of wires. When you want it is connect, otherwise you disconnect. Right? So operating system ఏ లేదంటే there is hardware components. The first operating system is not developed in those days, but there is hardware components are there, and each component is placed in a room. If you want to communicate with that component, you go to that nearer to that device and communicate with own understandable commands and take your and complete your task. And again, one more device you want to communicate, go for that device and establish a connection between the user and that device by making a different commands. అంటే మనం ఒక్కొక్క డివైస్కి ఒక్కొక్క కనెక్షన్, ఒక్కొక్కరితో ఒక్కొక్క కామన్ వేలో మాట్లాడాలి. రైట్. సో యూనివర్సల్ లాంగ్వేజ్ లేనప్పుడు, ఇఫ్ యూ పీపుల్ ఆర్ డిఫరెంట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్, సంబడి విల్ అండర్స్టాండ్ Telugu, somebody will understand English, somebody will Tamil, somebody will Marathi. Then, if to address these different people, the speaker is speaking in a one language, and definitely remaining people cannot be understood. To address all these people at a time with a single, that is like one common language, we should speak in a one common language like English, something else. Same thing here, to address the different devices in a different way, to address this, to communicate within a one single way, the operating system is coming into the picture. So how this operating system is there, that is how it is evaluated. We can say that is evaluation of operating system. In the evaluation of operating system, first one is, so this is an early systems in 1950s, right? In early systems, no operating system is there. మీకు ఏ డివైస్ కావాలంటే ఆ డివైస్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళాలి. లాంగ్వేజ్ కంఫర్టబులే కదా ఇంగ్లీష్, రైట్? సో వాట్ ఎవర్ డివైస్ యూ వాంట్ ఇట్ communicate, there is assume that there is a big room, different hardware components are placed in that room. If you want to communicate with the hardware component as a printer, you want to print something, printer is not like these printers and those days, like on typing machines like. సో అక్కడికి వెళ్ళు, నీకు కావాల్సిన దాన్ని తీసుకో, దాంతో కమ్యూనికేట్ అవ్వు. డ్యూరింగ్ దట్ టైమ్ you are not aware of this, you are not disturbing with other device. So in 1950s early systems, the user can be communicated with the punching cards, punch cards we can say. punch cards are there. So in the punch card is nothing but there is like this. If there is a card, here it is. When it is punching, it becomes a hole. It becomes a hole. I can say now this is one card. There is one message. One pitch pitch holes కాదు. For each punch, there is a meaning. Such a way they are punching, right? There is a card. You want to communicate a message, hello. For that, there is punching ఉంటారు. So in that way, it is whole. There is a space, whole space, and so on. So I want to transfer a message to machine. There is apparently ఈ రీడ్ చేయడానికి ఏమున్నాయి there is a one light. This punch card will be placed in front of that light, and when it is light is passing with the holes, then definitely it will be this here. This light will be passed over here, and again here, again here, again here, like this. So there is a gap here in between. Gap ఉంటుంది కదా. So assume that మనకు light ముందు ఈ punch card పెట్టినాం. Card completely it is not blocking. There is set of holes are there. Definitely hole will the light will be passing through holes. Based on this, that will be reading as a one message, and it prints on the printing card. So printing nee కావాల్సిన message లో you have to first prepare these punch cards, and submit to the devices. So that is the first early system it is there. Sorry. See here, the structure of early system is that the structure of early system uh, single user system and programmer are users as operator. Large machines run from console, paper tape or punch cards. అప్పుడు ఎలా ఉండే సిస్టమ్ సో దెర్ ఈజ్ ఓన్లీ సింగిల్ యూజర్ ఒక డివైస్ని ఒకరు యూజ్ చేసుకుంటే ఇంకో టచ్ చేయదు సింగిల్ యూజర్ కెన్ బి ఆపరేట్ అండ్ ప్రోగ్రామర్స్ యూజర్ కెన్ ఆపరేట్ సో వీ ఆర్ ద ఎండ్ యూజర్ కెన్ ఆపరేట్ దట్ మిషన్ అండ్ లార్జ్ మిషన్స్ రన్ ఫ్రమ్ ద కన్సోల్ దెర్ ఆస్ బిగ్ మిషన్స్ ఆర్ దేర్ ఇన్ యువర్ రూమ్ నాట్ ఏ ప్రింటర్ అంటే ఇక్కడ ఇంత స్మార్ట్ ఉండదు అండ్ మానిటర్ ఈస్ నాట్ లైక్ దిస్ స్మార్ట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అ బిగ్ స్క్రీన్ సో దట్స్ వాట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ ఇన్ ద బిగ్ రూమ్ డిఫరెంట్ కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఆర్ దేర్ సో వాటితో కమ్యూనికేట్ అవ్వాలి టు కమ్యూనికేట్ దట్ we need a punch cards. So message is I have to prepare a cards by you want to run a program, and that will be placed in front of that light. Light is passing through that. Based on that, it is reading and assuming it will be produce an output. అంటే మనకేం ఇక్కడ కనెక్షన్ ఫ్యాన్కి ఏం లేదు ఈవెన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ వైర్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ దేర్ వైర్స్ కనెక్షన్ చేయాలి అన్ని చేయాలి అప్పుడు ఎప్పుడైతే మనకు అవసరమో అప్పుడు కనెక్ట్ చేసేవాళ్ళు తర్వాత డిస్కనెక్ట్ చేయాలి తర్వాత డిస్కనెక్ట్ కంప్లీట్ డిస్కనెక్ట్ మళ్ళీ నెక్స్ట్ డివైస్ కోసం వచ్చినప్పుడు మళ్ళీ కనెక్ట్ చేయాలి నెక్స్ట్ యూజర్ అండ్ సింపుల్ బ్యాచ్ సిస్టమ్ బ్యాచ్ మీన్స్ జనరల్లీ బ్యాచ్ కంటైన్ బ్యాచ్ అంటే గ్రూప్ సెట్ ఆఫ్ ఐటమ్స్ సో ఇయర్ పంచ్ కార్డ్స్ నీకు ఒక పంచ్ కార్డ్ నీకు ఒక పంచ్ కార్డ్ తీసుకున్నావు ఇయర్ ద బ్యాచ్ సిస్టమ్ so see here in the below there is a diagram batch system lo entante you have your own set of programs punch card lo unnai you have your own punch cards నీకు ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయాలి you want to also execute a program with the same device then what you will do you should come to this device submit your cards and wait for some time you'll get an output now leave from this device then second user will come and do the same thing అంటే నువ్వు అయిపోయాక అని రావాలి రైటా సో ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ దాట్ ఇక్కడ ఏం చేసినట్టు నెక్స్ట్ కొంచెం అడ్వాంటేజ్గా ఈ రూమ్ అన్ని హార్డ్వేర్ కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా స్టార్టింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద రూమ్ I kept one person. as a manager, whatever it is called, assistant of whatever. ఇంకా నువ్వు రూమ్లోకి అలౌ చేయలేదు. వాట్ ఎవర్ యూ వాంట్, నీ కార్డ్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, జస్ట్ యూ సబ్మిట్ కార్డ్స్ ఎట్ దట్ డెస్క్. At desk, one person is sitting, a person is sitting on that desk, and you have to submit your task to this person. Not only you, like everyone submit, and everyone is known device. After submitting, he will segregate that what are the type of your task and your type of task. If any of the same kind of tasks are combined together, user 1, user 2, user 5, these three users are task will be same, then combined as a one unit, that is called batch. Batch of same type of jobs can be clubbed and submit to this mission. ఇంతకుముందు ఏమైంది, నువ్వు వెళ్ళి నీ పని చేసుకున్నావు, తర్వాత ఇంకొకరు వెళ్ళి అదే పని చేసుకున్నారు, తర్వాత ఇంకొకరు వెళ్ళి. ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ దాట్, all categories, same category of jobs are collected as one unit as batch. Batch wise you are submitting to the machine. సో అప్పుడు ఏమైంది, ఇంకొంచెం బెటర్, నేనే చేయకుండా అక్కడ ఒక అసిస్టెంట్ ఉన్నాడు, ఆయన చేసేసి. బట్ స్టిల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ feasible. And next one, it is operation of simple batches. We'll see the user submit a job. Just read this statement. The user submits a job to a computer operator. Again, so it is agent, operator, one person or manager. The computer operator places a batch of several jobs on a input device. Batch of several jobs means that user 1, user 2, user 3. Three users are submitted different kind of jobs, no? So among that own jobs, he will segregate that if any of the job is common to user 1, user 2, user 1, user 2, or user 1, user 3, or user 1, 2, 3 common. If it is common, it will be combined as a one unit called as job. A special program, the monitor manages the execution of each program in the batch. So that batch of tasks can be submitted to the machine. It will be executed. The idea behind this, to reduce the setup time by batching similar jobs. సో ఎందుకంటే సేమ్ జాబ్ నువ్వు చేస్తావు, నీ తర్వాత ఇంకొకరు చేయాలి, నీ తర్వాత ఇంకొకరు చేయాలి అనుకోండి. ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ దాట్ డూయింగ్ మల్టిపుల్ టైమ్స్, సో ఒకేసారి ఆ సిస్టమ్ సెటప్ చేసి సేమ్ జాబ్స్ని ఒకేసారి రన్ చేస్తున్నాం, టైం సేవ్ అవుతుంది అట్లీస్ట్. దట్ ఈస్ ద వన్ థింగ్, దట్ సెటప్ టైమ్ విల్ బి రెడ్యూస్డ్ అండ్ రిలే ఆర్ అవైలబుల్ ఆఫ్ హార్డ్వేర్ ఎఫెక్టివ్లీ alternate execution from various parts of memory. సో ప్రాసెసర్ దాన్ని స్పీడప్ చేయడానికి కూడా యూజ్ అయిపోతుంది. యూజ్ ఆటోమేటిక్ జాబ్ సీక్వెన్సింగ్. సో నీ సిమిలర్ జాబ్స్ని మళ్ళీ మళ్ళీ రిపీటెడ్ సబ్మిట్ చేయకుండా బ్యాచ్ వన్ కంటెంట్ 10 jobs. In the 10 jobs, first 3 belongs to user 1, next 4 belongs to user 3, next 4 belongs to user 5. So it will be executed in the sequence order itself. Right? That is, it automatically executing those 10 jobs in the sequencing order. Mali separate submit. In this, see here, in the batch system, we'll see there is a one CPU, simple batch system we can say. There is one CPU and the program or a job 1. Program or a job 1 will be assigning to this CPU. And next job 2, job 3, job 4 are waiting. So one job 1 అయిపోయేంత వరకు job 2 wait చేయాలి. Next job 3, job 4 and so on. Because ఒకటే CPU. CPU is nothing but here, see here, CPU is nothing but a processor. ఇక్కడ processor words confuse కాదు. Processor is nothing but processor the duty is to execute the different programs, execute the different tasks, execute the different jobs, executing different process. Process, job, program, task are same. That is set of instructions. Job is nothing but set of instructions. Those set of instructions can be executed by this processor. So process need a processor to complete the task. Process need a processor to execute the complete. Processor duty is to whatever the instructions are there in a job 1, task 1 or a program 1, those tasks will be executed. Processor is executing a process. గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. So this is a processor will executing this job 1, job 2, job 3. But there is only one processor and first job 1 will be executed until unless that job 1 will be executed. Job 2, job 3 has to wait. This is simple batch wise. Even these, because here J1, J3 has combined as one batch, because here we're discussing now simple batch system. So in that batch, first J1 is allocated, next J2, J3, J4, and so on. Right? That is the way it is organizing. Because here what happens that unnecessarily J2, J3 is waiting till the completion of J1. J3 has to wait till the completion of J1 and J2. J4 will be waiting till the completion of 1, 2, 3. Right? So next one, the next system is that multi-programming. Multi-programming operating system. Multi-programming is coming into the picture. In the multi-programming, there are different, one CPU is there. Let's say it is job 1, job 2, job 3. Three jobs are there. Initially, assume that job 1 is allocated a processor. Job 1 is allocated processor. Means the starting execution of the job 1 is started, or program 1 is started execution. మన ప్రోగ్రామ్ 1 నార్మల్లీ అంటే మీకు అర్థం కావడం ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ విల్ రైట్ ఎ స్టేట్మెంట్ దట్ ఇంట్ మెయిన్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఇస్ సి ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఇంట్ మెయిన్ అండ్ ఆ డిక్లరేషన్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్టర్ డిక్లరేషన్ పార్ట్ వీఆర్ ఆస్కింగ్ ద ఇన్పుట్ వాల్యూస్ టు ద ప్రోగ్రామ్. ద ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఈస్ దట్ మా అడిషన్ ఆఫ్ టూ మ్యాట్రిసెస్. అడిషన్ ఆఫ్ టూ మ్యాట్రిసెస్లో ఏంటి, వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఇన్పుట్? అడిషన్ ఆఫ్ టూ మ్యాట్రిసెస్ ఎ ప్రోగ్రామ్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఇన్పుట్? ఇన్పుట్ ఏం కావాలి అడిషన్ ఆఫ్ టూ మ్యాట్రిసెస్కి? మ్యాట్రిక్స్ అడిషన్ చేయాలి. వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఇన్పుట్? A comma B are the two matrices. I want to add this A comma 2 matrices. So we need to give the elements of that matrix. Right? That is input. So then there is a statement that enter matrix A values. Enter matrix B values. Then once you given a matrix A comma B values, now system will take care about it. System is nothing but your instruction. Next instruction will take care about the addition of process. For that it takes some amount of time. Later it displays the output screen as a C is equals to matrix so and so. అదే కదా మనకు కావాల్సింది. సో ఏంటి ఇన్పుట్ ఇస్తాం. సో హియర్ ఆల్సో లెట్స్ సే దిస్ ఇస్ ఎ జాబ్ 1 ఆర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ 1 matrix multiplication program. Once it is started, declaration part, header files and loaded, and line by line. At fifth line, there is a statement, matrix multiplication. Fifth line lemon, matrix multiplication lo printf statement. Enter matrix A values each. So when it is entering, when it is executing that, when it is executing the statement, enter A values means that it is requesting IO operation. It is requesting the data from the end user. మనల్ని అడుగుతుంది అక్కడ ప్రోగ్రామ్. ప్రాసెసర్కి ఇచ్చేసి మనం ఐడియల్ కూర్చుంటే సరిపోదు. బికాస్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ద డేటా ఇట్ ఈస్ రిక్వెస్టింగ్ నో వీ నీడ్ టు సబ్మిట్. సో దిస్ at this moment at line number 5 you have written an instruction that enter A comma B, enter values, and A matrix A values it is waiting for user. It is waiting for user response. User response is that what are the values of matrix A? That is input data. Then we have the input operation. So when it is input operation, at that moment processor will not do anything. Process no biryani చేస్తున్నాం అనుకోండి, మీరు బిర్యానీ చేస్తున్నాం, your own, you have everything and every item it is there, but unfortunately the salt is not there. At this step, at the step 5, add some salt actually, but salt is not there. Salt is in the other room. Then you are requesting at your home somebody else, you bring that salt. During that time, what is your duty? Should wait till that salt get into your room. అంతే కదా, you are the processor. The processor is sit ideal until the person has to respond and get the salt packet or salt box into your room. And you are assume that you are processor. నువ్వు సాల్ట్ వచ్చేంత వరకు వెయిట్ చేయాలి. సాల్ట్ వచ్చేంత వెయిట్ చేసే కదా ఇంకొక పని చేస్తే ఈజీ అయిపోద్ది కదా. బట్ ఇక్కడ నీకు డిఫైన్ చేసిన రోల్ ఏంటి? ఈ ఫస్ట్ జాబ్ అంతా చేసేయి, తర్వాత వేరే జాబ్ చేయి. పక్కన ఉన్న ఇంకా వేరే పని చేయొచ్చు. యూ కెన్ ప్రిపేర్ సంథింగ్ అదర్. యూ ప్రిపేర్ సమ్ ఆనియన్స్ ఆర్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ ఈస్. బట్ నీకు సాల్ట్ కావాలంటే అక్కడ అయిపోయినావు అంతే. ప్రాసెసర్ ఇస్ ఇట్ ఐడియల్. ఎప్పటి వరకు? ఆ పక్కన ఎవరైనా తీసుకొచ్చి ఇచ్చేంత వరకు. హియర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ రిక్వెస్టింగ్ ఎ మ్యాట్రిక్స్ ఏ. ఇట్ ఈస్ రిక్వెస్టింగ్ ఎ మ్యాట్రిక్స్ ఏ. దెన్ దిస్ జాబ్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూటింగ్ ఎట్ దిస్ moment by the CPU. CPU sit ideal. Yes, I need a matrix A comma B values. CPU ఏం చేస్తుంది అక్కడ? Still it is ideal. But what user is responding? Unfortunately, user responding some late, not immediately responded. 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 6 minutes. During that time, CPU sit ideal. CPU sit ideal. Then what happens that job is not here. Job is with a IO operation. Job is not connected to the processor. Processor, what happens that now I need a data, so you go and bring that input data. Job is with IO operation here. అప్పుడు జాబ్ ఐఓ ఆపరేషన్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు ప్రాసెసర్ బిజీ వెయిటింగ్లో ఉంది కాబట్టి ప్రాసెసర్ ఐడియల్ ఖాళీగా ఉంది కాబట్టి దెన్ అకార్డింగ్ టు దిస్ మల్టీ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ దిస్ జాబ్ వన్ ద ప్రాసెసర్ కెన్ అలొకేట్ ఫర్ ఏ జాబ్ నెక్స్ట్ జాబ్, దట్ ఈస్ జాబ్ 2. జాబ్ 2 allocated to the processor. ఎప్పటి వరకు? Until unless that the IO operation has been completed of the previous process, previous job. సో ఇన్పుట్ డేటా తీసుకొస్తుందో అప్పటి వరకు ఖాళీ కూర్చోకుండా జాబ్ 2 ఈజ్ అండర్ ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ బై దిస్ ప్రాసెసర్. మీన్స్ దట్ సిపిని మనం ఇంటెన్షనల్లీ వీఆర్ నాట్ అలౌడ్ టు సిట్ ఐడియల్. వీఆర్ నాట్ సిట్టింగ్, వీఆర్ నాట్ అలౌయింగ్ సిట్టింగ్ ఐడియల్. సో దానికోసం ఏంటి? ప్రాసెసర్ని engage with the executing a second process, second job. So when execution, assume that here J2 started execution. After few seconds, this IO data we got it, IO data, and immediately it is resume and coming to the processor. Then this J2 hold some amount of time. J2 hold some amount of time. Otherwise, during that time itself, J2 also requesting goes to this, and J1 is successfully resumed and it will be continued their work, right? So here what happens that as compared to the previously till the J1 completes, even though it is asking IO data, processor sit ideal only. Once I complete entire process of J1, until that I won't start J2 previously in simple bash system. Whereas in the multi-programming, first you start one work. If this work is this job is not going to supply any data and it is busy with IO operation, then I'll go with the next process. I'll busy with the next one. So I may not sit ideal. So in multi-programming, program 1, program 2 are executing with a single CPU only. Multi-programming. Single CPU are doing multiple tasks. So next J2 is IO operation. Meanwhile, J1 is completed successfully. J2 will resume and executed by the CPU. And again, if J2 again went to IO operation, this J2, and J3 will start execution by CPU, and so on. It is repeatedly. So ఎప్పుడు CPU ఫ్రీ ఉండదు. ఈ కరెంట్ వర్క్ అయిపోతే ఇంకొకటి స్టార్ట్ చేస్తుంది అంటిల్ అన్లెస్ అయిపోయింది. దిస్ ఇస్ మల్టీ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్. నెక్స్ట్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఎవాల్యుయేషన్లో నెక్స్ట్ టైప్ ఈజ్ మల్టీ టాస్కింగ్. మల్టీ టాస్కింగ్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ right. So multitasking is there is a CPU. Multitasking is nothing but just for multi-programming only. For multi-programming, we are adding a time slice. We are adding time slice to this multi-programming. Multi-programming plus time slice is equals to multitasking. So means మనం ఇందాక J1 అలాట్ చేసినాం. యాక్చువల్లీ సిస్టమ్ సిపియు ఏమనుకుంటుంది, ఫస్ట్ J1 ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయాలి, నెక్స్ట్ J1కి మధ్యలో డేటా కావాల్సి ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి J1 ఈజ్ బిజీ విత్ బ్రింగింగ్ ద డేటా. ఆ డేటాని తీసుకురావడానికి వెళ్ళిపోయినాం కాబట్టి మీన్ వైల్ ఇది కామ్ కూర్చోకుండా J2 కూడా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయింది. బట్ వాట్ ఇయర్ మల్టీ టాస్కింగ్, CPU is executing. If what happens if in this case, if there is a J1, the job one which is not requesting any input output data, so still CPU is engaged with the J1 only. అంతే కదా, ఏం డేటా కాకపోతే J1 అయిపోయిన తర్వాత J2 వెయిట్ చేయాలి. ఇన్ ద CPU there is J1, J2, J3 or T1, T2, T3 are different task jobs executing, but we are telling this CPU that you execute your allow or you execute a program or a job, for each job get 5 minutes only. It is not minutes measured in a CPU cycles only. For understanding I'm saying it is a minutes. అంటే నువ్వేం చేయాలి, నా కంప్లీట్గా ఫస్ట్ సబ్జెక్ట్ అయిపోయాక ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ మొత్తం సబ్జెక్ట్ సిలబస్ మొత్తం చదివినాక నెక్స్ట్ సిఎన్ చదువుతా అంటే కుదరదు. జనరల్లీ మనం ఏంటి, ఫస్ట్ సబ్జెక్ట్ ఇవాళ మొత్తం ఓఎస్ చదివేస్తాం, రేపు మొత్తం మళ్ళీ ఓఎస్ అయిపోయాక సిఎన్ చదువుతాం. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ దేర్, ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ లైక్ దట్. నేనేమంటున్నా అంటే ఫస్ట్ నీకు ఒక టైం స్లాట్ ఇస్తాం, ఫస్ట్ 1 hour ఓఎస్ అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ 1 hour సిఎన్, నెక్స్ట్ థర్డ్ అవర్ జావా, నెక్స్ట్ అవర్ ఏఐ, నెక్స్ట్ అవర్ ఎంఎల్. దట్ ఈస్ డివైడెడ్. సో ఈచ్ 1 hour you have to change your task. Same here, for every CPU 5 minutes it is allowing to execute one job. Job 1, if it is started for job 1 itself starting, this job 1 executed till the 5 minutes. After the 5 minutes, by force, by forcibly, we removing this job 1. So here, this is an a queue. First J1 వచ్చింది, then J2, then J3. So here CPU unnakund. There is a CPU. So J1 is allocated initial at CPU. For how many minutes of time? Let decided as 5 minutes. Understood? So 5 minutes of time, J1 will be under the process. J1, after 5 minutes, till J1 is not completed. J1 is not yet completed during this 5 minutes of time, right? But by force, remove this stop forcibly, and still you want it, no? Still you want to execute? It's come in the queue. Next queue వచ్చేసి. Then J2 is allowed to execute. J2. Now J2 is under process, under execution. 1, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Complete 5 minutes are enough. J2 5 minutes itself, his task will be completed successfully. Then no need to come to here in the queue again. ఎందుకు వస్తావు, నీ పని అయిపోయినాక. నీ పని అవ్వకపోతే 5 మళ్ళీ బయట వెయిట్ చేయి. ఇక్కడ నీ పని అయిపోయిందండి, ఇంక వెయిట్ చేయకు. సో J2 exit from this. Next J3. J3 also after 5 minutes still it is not completed. Then he wish to execute 3 more minutes for example, but unfortunately it is not allowing because only we are allowing 5 minutes only. Then this J3 by force we need to stop, and it is waiting in the queue. So we'll get a next chance. Oh, J2 already over, J3 is once next chance is go to the again J1. J1 will getting a chance to execute 5 more minutes. If it is enough, successfully completes. Otherwise again compensate here in the queue. Next J3 will be getting a chance to execute. J3 is 3 minutes only. After 3 minutes, J2 will be quitting from this queue and successfully executed. Then J1 again calling. So we can say this is multitasking is a time slice adding with the multi-programming and executing in the round robin fashion. The round robin fashion it will be executing. So that is about multitasking. Multitasking is also called as time sharing. టైం షేరింగ్ అంటే ఈజీ గుర్తుంటుంది కదా మల్టీ టాస్కింగ్ కన్నా. సో అందరూ 5 minutes షేర్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇదే సెమినార్ హాల్ అనుకోండి. సెమినార్ హాల్లో ఓన్లీ 100 చైర్స్ ఉన్నాయి. దెర్ ఆర్ 200 మెంబర్స్ ఆర్ వెయిటింగ్ అవుట్ సైడ్. మనం ఏం చెప్తాం? సో జస్ట్ అలో ద వన్ బై వన్ పర్సన్ అండ్ ఇమీడియట్లీ వెన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ ద ఎంట్రీ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ వీఆర్ సేయింగ్ దట్ యు ఆర్ సపోజ్ టు అలో ఇన్ టు ద హాల్ ఫర్ ఓన్లీ 10 minutes. You'll get a chance to sit in the 10 minutes only. But you wish to sit half an hour at least. And somebody wish to sit 1 hour. Somebody wish to sit in the half an hour. Somebody wish to sit in the 40 minutes. With irrespective of your requesting time, we are saying that everyone can allow to sit in a 10 minutes only. Then what happens that? So first 100 members are allowed and first member 10 minutes is completed, no? But he or she requesting that. So it is not enough 10 minutes of time to complete my task. At least half an hour I need this chair. Half an hour I need this room. But what happens that I told you, no, you'll get a chance next time. But this time you are allowed to sit only 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, by force, I'm sending this person to outside. Next, allow the next 101 person. Next 102, 103. And once it is, one cycle is over, next cycle, after 200 members are entered into this hall and wish to use 10 minutes of time, allotted time only 10 minutes. If anyone is 10 minutes are enough, they will quit from this queue. Otherwise, 10 minutes are enough. No, the first person requesting 30 minutes. No, so she is in the next race again in the line. So now it is requesting that. So we are allowing the same person into this hall again 10 more minutes because we are setting a time is 10 minutes. So next 10 minutes we are allowing, and it is still not enough. Go and wait in the next queue. So that is multitasking and time sharing. This is a hall for sharing of each resource on time basis. Time sharing operating system. And next one, uh, time sharing as multitasking is also multitasking. Mul- so multi processor. Next one is multi processor. Multi processor. There is CPU one. Multi processor. CPU అంటేనే ప్రాసెసర్ కదా. మల్టీ అంటే నాట్ ఓన్లీ వన్, మోర్ దెన్ వన్ ప్రాసెసర్. CPU 1, CPU 2, CPU 3 and CPU n. So on. A number of multiple. There is different jobs. Job 1, job 2, job 3 are task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4. And what happens that నీ దగ్గర 5 number of tasks ఉన్నాయి and you have to execute it. So I have a capable of not only one seminar hall, there are 2 seminar halls, 3 seminar halls, 4 seminar halls. Then why should I wait for only 200 members allow into these 10 minutes? During these 10 minutes, why should I wait for the 100 more members outside? I can accommodate in the next seminar hall as the according to the capacity. If it is 50 capacity, at least 50 members can accommodate the same time 100 members here, 50 members in the second hall. If there is one more hall, the same time 50 members in the other hall. What happens that even at 10 minutes of time, first 10 minutes of time, previously I can accommodate only 100 members. I have given a chance to 100 members previously. But now what happens that the seminar halls are increased now. Instead of one, I have 3 seminar halls, 100 capacity, 50 and 50, two more seminar halls. 200 members, I'm engaging first 10 minutes at a time. What about in the previous case? First 10 minutes I engaged only 100 members. It is now, it is very useful now. In the first 10 minutes itself, 200 members have engaged. So in the same way, job 1 is allocated for CPU, job 2 for CPU, and job 3 for CP3. So at a time, first 5 minutes of time, first 10 minutes of time, or first any unit of time, job 1 will be get executed or get started execution, under execution. But where previously only one CPU on based upon the time, first 10 minutes, if it is a time slice is 10 minutes, the first duration of 10 minutes, only job 1 is under execution. What about job 2, job? Still not started. But here it is 0th time. Job 2, job 1, job 2, job 3 are get started. Get started. So this is a more advantage of operating system. And nowadays we are using this multiprocessor systems. అందుకే కదా సో నా మనం ఏంటి మన సిస్టంలో ఇన్ యువర్ పీసీ యు ఆర్ ప్లేయింగ్ ఆడియో సాంగ్స్. విఎల్సి మీడియా ప్లేయర్లో ఆడియో సాంగ్స్ విల్ ప్లే, and some browser will be opened. In that browser Facebook is there, one browser Insta it is open. In one browser your Word document is you are preparing your biodata, one document is open PDF. So it looks like I can play songs, and I can also preparing my documentation. I can also reading my PDF. మీకు ఏమనిపిస్తుంది అంటే మూడు ఒకేసారి చేస్తున్నట్టు. But every processor will do only one activity, but it is in a time fashion. Very switching from one processor to another process. One processor ఒకసారి ఒక ప్రాసెస్ ఒకటే CPU ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది, మనకి కనిపించేది అట్లా. సో దట్స్ వాట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ మల్టీ ప్రాసెస్. మనం ఈ టాస్క్ నుండి ఈ టాస్క్ చేంజ్ చేయడం చాలా ఫాస్ట్. సో దట్ వీ కెనాట్ ఐడెంటిఫై. So that is called multi-process system, personal computer system. And last one, most important, is real-time operating system. Real-time. Real-time operating system. It is a special purpose operating system. For in the special case we are using, not everyone, and it is soft real-time and hard real-time. Soft and hard real-time. In the soft real-time, operating system duty ఏ టాస్క్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయడం, ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ డ్యూటీనే ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయడం, ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ డ్యూటీ మనం చెప్పిన ఫైల్ ఓపెన్ చేయడం, ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ డ్యూటీ మనం చెప్పిన ఫైల్ సేవ్ చేయడం, యూట్యూబ్లో సాంగ్ ప్లే చేయడం. అంతేగాని యూట్యూబ్లో మనకు అట్లా ఆ సాంగ్ సెర్చ్ చేయగానే బఫర్ అయింది అనుకోండి, సో అది డిలే ఉందని మేబీ సిస్టమ్ ఫాల్ట్ కావచ్చు. ఒక ఫైల్ ఓపెన్ చేస్తాం అనుకోండి, ఇమీడియట్గా క్లిక్ చేయగానే ఓపెన్ కావాలి, అంతేగాని క్లిక్ అవ్వగానే ఇంకా ఓపెన్ అయింది అనుకోండి, సో సంథింగ్ వెంట్ రాంగ్. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద డ్యూటీ, మెయిన్ డ్యూటీ ఇస్ దట్ ఇమ్మీడియట్గా యాక్షన్ కావాలి. Soft real-time operating system is nothing but the action can be performed within that specified time. నువ్వు ఒక టైం స్లైస్ ఫిక్స్ చేస్తే ఆ టైం లోపల అయిపోద్ది. ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫిక్స్డ్ టైమ్ ఈస్ 5 minutes అనుకోండి, ద టాస్క్ విల్ బి ఫినిష్డ్ విత్ ఇన్ దట్ టైమ్. మేబీ 2 minutes, మేబీ 3 minutes, మేబీ 4 minutes, మేబీ 4.5 minutes. Within that 5 minutes it will be completing. But sometimes some task should be executed at exact time. ఫస్ట్ మినిట్లో అయిపోవాలంటే అయిపోవాలి. నేను 9 o'clock స్టార్ట్ చేసిన టాస్క్ 9:01కి అయిపోవాలంటే 9:01కి అయిపోవాలి. బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ దట్ 9:02గా అయ్యింది, లేకపోతే 9:05 secondsకి అయిపోయింది, 9:59 secondsకి కూడా కాదు. ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ 9 తర్వాత 60 secondsకి అవ్వాలి, 9 తర్వాత 200 seconds కావాలి, 9 తర్వాత 180 seconds కావాలి, 9 తర్వాత 300 seconds కావాలి. సో 300 సెకండ్ అయినప్పుడే సక్సెస్ అవ్వాలి. 259 seconds కూడా స్టిల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ షుడ్ బి ఏ ప్రాసెస్. దట్ ఈస్ మన శ్రీహరికోట రాకెట్ లాంచింగ్ ఉంటుందా, రాకెట్ లాంచింగ్లో ఏంటి, వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ ఏ టైమ్ పీరియడ్. టుమారో SLV-6 and so on will be starting tomorrow 1 hour sharp afternoon 1 o'clock 15 minutes 32 seconds. అంతే 15 minutes 1 o'clock 15 minutes 32 secondsకే స్టార్ట్ అవ్వాలి. ఇట్ నాట్ లైక్ 1 o'clock 15 minutes, no problem, it get affected. In that case, the operating system which are using as hard real-time operating, real-time applications we are using an operating system which are more popular and which is a special purpose, that is called real-time operating system. That also have two different cases. రెండు కేసులు, కొన్ని రియల్ టైంలో నేను టాస్క్ ఇచ్చింది ఆ డ్యూరేషన్ ఆఫ్ టైంలో అయిపోతే సరిపోతుంది. నాకు రేపు మార్నింగ్ 10 వరకు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయితే చాలు, ఇవాళ నైట్ అవ్వచ్చు, రేపు మార్నింగ్ 7 o'clock అవ్వచ్చు, 8 o'clock అవ్వచ్చు. బట్ రేపు నేను మార్నింగ్ 10కే అవ్వాలి, ఎగ్జాక్ట్గా మార్నింగ్ 10కే లాంచ్ అవ్వాలి. 10 అంటే 10 ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ 10.0000 అప్పుడే కావాలి. అదే కదా మనం ఫిక్స్ చేసుకునేది. ఆ టైం అంటే ఆ టైం మనకి డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది టిల్ 3 hours 22 minutes 4 seconds. అది ఎప్పుడైతే ఆల్ 000000 అయితే అప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ అవుతాయి. దట్ ఈస్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్ టైమ్ ఇట్ షుడ్ బి వర్క్ ఆన్. In that case, we are using an operating system, such type of machines called as hard real-time operating system. ఇవి ఇంకా మోర్ ఫ్లెక్సిబుల్, మోర్ అక్యురేట్. సో అసలు ఇవన్నీ లేనప్పుడు ఎట్లుండే పరిస్థితి, మనం ఆ మిషన్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళాలి, మనకు లాంగ్వేజ్ వాడికి అర్థంగా, వాంది మనకు అర్థంగా. ఇప్పుడు ఎక్కడో పోయినామనుకోండి, మలేషియా పోయినామనుకోండి, అక్కడ ఏదో లాంగ్వేజ్ ఉంటుంది, వాడికి ఇంగ్లీష్ రాదు, హిందీ రాదు, వరల్డ్ లాంగ్వేజ్ మనకి రాదు. బట్ స్టిల్ వీ కెన్ కమ్యూనికేట్. ఏదో ఒక కింద మీద పడి ఆ సైగ చేసి, రైట్ చేసి, అది చెప్పి, ఇది చెప్పి, ఇది చెప్పి వీ కెన్ నీడ్ అట్లీస్ట్ బేసిక్ నీడ్స్ అన్న విల్ సాటిస్ఫై. నీకు కావాలి బిర్యానీ. వాడు బిర్యానీ హోటల్‌కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు బిర్యానీ కావాలంటే బిర్యానీ వాడి లాంగ్వేజ్‌లో ఇంకేదో బిర్యానీ ఉంటది. బట్ యూ వాంట్ టు ఈట్ బిర్యానీ. బట్ స్టిల్ యూ ఆర్ ఫీలింగ్ హంగ్రీ. అసలు నువ్వు ఎంత చెప్పినా వాడికి అర్థం కానప్పుడు ఫైనల్‌గా ఏం డిసైడ్ అవుతావు? ఏదో ఒకటి తినాలి. గెట్ సంథింగ్ ఏదో నీ యాక్షన్‌లోనైనా చూపిస్తావు. వాడు ఏదైనా తీసుకొస్తే అది తినాల్సిన పరిస్థితి వస్తది. బికాస్ దెర్ ఈస్ ఎన్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ గ్యాప్. బట్ సమ్ నీడ్ అయిపోతుంది. సో, అట్లాగే ఆ అర్థం కాని లాంగ్వేజ్‌లో లేదంటే గుర్తుపెట్టుకొని, ఆ ఒక్క వర్డ్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకొని కమ్యూనికేట్ అవ్వడం, మళ్ళీ ఇంకో దానికి ఇంకో వర్డ్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవడం వెరీ డిఫికల్ట్. సో, దాని నుంచి మెల్లి మెల్లిగా ఎవాల్యుయేట్ అయ్యింది. నౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ టుడేస్ వి ఆర్ యూజింగ్ మల్టీ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్, మల్టీ టాస్కింగ్, టైమ్ షేరింగ్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్స్ ఆర్ దేర్. These are the different kind of evaluations. First of all, write down ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ డెఫినేషన్. మీరు ప్యారలల్‌గా అక్కడ డిస్‌ప్లే అయినప్పుడు రాసుకోవాలి. కానీ మంచిగా నిద్రపోతున్నాం. సినిమా చూసినట్టు చూస్తే నిద్ర వస్తుంది మరి. అట్‌లీస్ట్ యూ రైట్ సమ్ పాయింట్స్ వైల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ డిస్‌ప్లేయింగ్ ఆన్ ద స్క్రీన్. ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ డెఫినేషన్ రాసుకోండి. రైట్ కంప్యూటర్ సిస్టమ్ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్ రాయండి. Because ఓపెన్ ఏ పాస్వర్డ్ లేకుండా మీరు మమ్మీకి ఇస్తారా పోస్ట్ ఆఫీస్కి ఇస్తే అది ఇవ్వాలంటే మనం ఇన్స్టెంట్ మొబైల్ అన్నది ఇన్స్టెంట్ ఓకే సార్ ఓకే మమ్మీ 500 సార్ మళ్ళీ 500 మన ఇన్స్టాలో పంపిస్తారు సో దట్ ఈస్ ద కేస్ కాబట్టి purpose where you use this all those are called as prediction security and prediction ఎవరి యూసెస్ కదా those are the security and privacy protection will be managed as an operating system మీరు పెట్టిన fingerprint as an input and it is checking the authentication of the database side. Your PIN number 4683 the PIN number can match with the authentication. Login user ID password can match with the password protection authentication. Can be managed by the operating system. That is also one function of the operating system. And one thing regular uses is every system must have what the feature is that is not that is managed by okay managed by the operating system. That is maybe if it is iPhone and the operating system iPhone iOS and normally Android OS will be Android OS. So anything OS the responsibility is a different operating system. But here we are in this topic and we are generally talking about responsibility, functionality of the operating system at all. Not like it is Windows, not it is Linux, not it is Mac operating system. Specifically that was the general purpose of the operating system. By force it is E5 E4 second and third process management aspect. That is second unit. Next memory management 1 unit. Device management is one more thing. One more thing device management. Device and type of management last thing. Right? This is about operating system. Next we go with the continuation. What is the value?
తీసుకుంటా అక్క